Blissful, blissful, blissful day, beautiful people, and to all of those beautiful ones who connect with me on a spiritual level. I thank you. I express gratitude for your presence, for you showing up on this channel. And to anyone who's new here, kindly consider subscribing, liking, sharing, and interacting. Jump in the comments and interact with your girl. Like you talk to me, I talk back, okay? So without further ado, this episode is a bit different. Today, I'm doing my very first official series review. I was going to say movie review, but it's not a movie review. It's a series review. The reason why I say official is because unofficially, I've done plenty of reviews. I just never posted them or shared them with you guys. Full transparency, I've had moments where I see other content creators that may have bigger platforms or bigger followings, and they kind of beat me to the punch and completed a review. And I felt like some of the stuff that I was going to say was some of the things that were in their review. And I kind of got discouraged and was like, whatever. But we off that, right? We're off that. So today, beautiful people, the series that I'm coming to you with, that I'm reviewing today on a spiritual level, is Welcome to DERRY. This series taps into spirituality, ancestral trauma, possession, shape-shifting, and shared connection between Black people and Native Americans. And the connection, once you see it, you can't unsee it. So if you're ready to talk about hoodoo, spirituality, colonization, and why DERRY itself feels cursed, you're in the right place. Again, this is the spiritual aspect of what I noticed in Welcome to DERRY. I am more than willing to do a deep dive into the characters, the plot, the story, the actual series itself, or what have you. If y'all let me know in the comments that you're interested in it, I probably will do a full review anyways, because I was just so moved by this series for so many different reasons. Mainly the spiritual one or whatever. We're going to dive into that in this video today. But jump down in the comments and let me know what jumped out at you. Let me know if I missed anything or what have you. And also let me know who's your favorite character and why is Dick Halloran. Okay, Ronnie. No? One of the very first things that jumped out to me was DERRY. DERRY itself, the town of DERRY. I believe it said DERRY, Maine. DERRY is a character, believe it or not. DERRY is very much a character in this series. DERRY is very, very, very much alive, and we're going to talk more about that. Giving repetitive cycles, history being buried, and a town literally feeding off of fear and trauma. This is very important to remember because spiritually speaking, land remembers. One of the themes that I'd be remiss to overlook and not to mention is that DERRY itself takes place on stolen land. Where have we heard that before? Stolen land. In DERRY, I noticed that Black people and Native Americans had shared trauma in the form of forced displacement, history erasure, generational trauma, and a big one, spiritual practices demonized by colonizers. I'm gonna need something stronger in my cup, I fear. It universe, whenever you see Black characters, Ronnie, Mr. Hanlon, Mrs. Hanlon, Halloran, Will, they're often the first to notice that something is awry. And baby, I'm here to tell you that that is not by accident. If you know, you know. Spiritually, that aligns with the idea that descendants of survivors tend to be more spiritually sensitive. This is where the big dog comes in. I'm talking about hoodoo. And no, before you come in here with your stuff, hoodoo is not some evil practice. Just like any other spiritual practice or religion, you do have some rotten seeds that can use things for negative or dark or uh, bad or evil or whatever you want to call it. But generally speaking, the purpose of hoodoo is ancestral spiritual survival, used for protection, discernment, and spiritual defense. A town like Derry, something like hoodoo would be absolutely necessary. Hello, you got a big ass clown running around. Pennywise or it does not just attack physically. That's probably the least of their worries. Pennywise or it enters your mind. It manipulates fear and feeds on emotional vulnerability. That is classic spiritual parasiticism. Did I say that right? Spiritual parasitic. One of the creepiest yet eerily familiar aspects of Derry is the adult's ability to forget, voluntary or involuntarily. Spiritually speaking, that could look like mass spiritual suppression. In many traditions, when a place is overtaken by a negative entity, people, you will notice, begin to normalize evil. I mean, the most heinous of acts, uh, mass disappearances and all types of things or what have you, that we probably can't say for whatever reason. People begin to normalize these things and go on just like it's a Tuesday. You will literally see adults go out of their way to protect the system more than they protect the children. I think I'm gonna need a sip on that note. Definitely gonna need something stronger because that ain't just horror, baby. That is real world symbolism. Are y'all paying attention? Pennywise, or it, he feeds on fear. But fear in Derry is not just an emotion. It's little energy. From a spiritual standpoint or from a spiritual lens, fear lowers your spiritual defenses. Trauma becomes a food source. The negative entity literally feeds off of this fear and the trauma. Cycles begin to repeat itself because they go unconfronted. And that specifically is why you see in Derry, the children are the one to confront it, because the children, they have not fully forgotten and they're not fully disconnected. Why this story matters, why this spiritual review matters so much, why these spiritual aspects jumped out so much for me in Welcome to Derry. And it wasn't just Welcome to Derry. I had a whole full review done for Sinners, for Lovecraft Country, for so many different things. But we talked about that in the beginning of the video. We're not revisiting that, okay? Okay. So why this story matters. Welcome to Derry, or it, is not just about a clown. It functions as a low vibrational entity and enters usually when you're in your lower frequency, when you're operating out of anger or guilt or sadness or depression. These things lower your frequency, lower your vibration, and make you more susceptible. I always had trouble pronouncing that word. Y'all help me out in the comments, okay? Okay. But makes you more vulnerable. See what happens when you got like a nice vocabulary? You can switch it up and go here and go there. Right. Okay. So it makes you more vulnerable to negative entities that want to feed on these lower vibrational frequencies. Pennywise, or it, cannot exist without human participation. Welcome to Derry shows what happens when history is buried, revisionist history, or what's possible when ancestral wounds are ignored. And most importantly, what happens when spirituality is disconnected from a community or group of people. I need y'all to hear me real clear there. To me, I see Welcome to Derry as a cautionary tale. I believe that it quietly asks the question, what happens to unresolved generational trauma? And the Honorable Mention Award for my Welcome to Derry spiritual review would have to be none other than Mon Richie. Richie is my guy. He was funny throughout the entire series, but without giving a spoiler, I need this on a t-shirt right here. I absolutely need this on a t-shirt. I mean, welcome to DERRY. We have seers, we have healers, we have angels. Oh my God. If you have not already watched the series Welcome to DERRY, I urge you to watch the series Welcome to DERRY. Hurry up back to my channel for the full breakdown, which will have spoilers. Okay? Okay. As previously discussed, I will be doing a full and thorough breakdown of the complete series of Welcome to DERRY and the entire It universe, because at this point, I'm the fuck invested, okay? Okay, I'm gonna take y'all through there. So we have established that Welcome to DERRY isn't just a horror story. It is a spiritual mirror. A reminder that what we refuse to face, it doesn't disappear. It waits. It lingers. Be it fear, trauma, guilt, they echo until they are acknowledged. DERRY shows us what happens when a community chooses to stay asleep, when darkness is ignored instead of healed, instead of confronted. And maybe that's the real message beneath all this horror. Awakening isn't always comfortable. Growth isn't safe, but avoidance feeds the monster. So the question isn't just what's lurking in DERRY. It's what's lurking within us, within me, within you, and whether we're brave enough to confront it, to look it eye in the eye, face to face. If this resonated with you at all, let me know in the comments. Talk to your girl, I talk back. Share your thoughts, share your opinions, your interpretations, or what this series has stirred up down on the inside of you. And if you're drawn to exploring the deeper meaning behind stories like this, consider liking the video and subscribing. It's free. We'll keep going where the surface ends. Thanks for watching. Stay aware, stay grounded, and remember, light doesn't destroy darkness. It understands it.